Good afternoon, Bloomington Jefferson hockey fans. We are coming to you today from Bloomington Ice Garden, where our Lady Jags will be facing off against the Shakopee Sabres in their third game of the season. We're just getting ready to announce starting lineups. We'll try to bring those to you, at least on the Bloomington side, where we are slowly memorizing the roster as the season progresses. Bloomington with a record coming in of 1-1. Both games very close, very competitive. 4-3 affairs. Bloomington won game one on a late goal and then lost game two in similar fashion after taking a late penalty and giving up a power play goal with under a minute left.
You're quite right, Ryan. Very close games and indicative of the way they've played the last 2 years. Are very competitive in every single game. And as they begin the opening lineups, Ada Bird once again anchoring the net.
Starting at one blue liner is Olivia Knutson. Her defensive partner will be Kalina Walsh. That appears to be Etta Woodford. Starting at forward, along with Ava Trineri and Natalie Thornburg. So a couple of new faces on the JV squad who are getting at least one period in on the JV team for game three here. So John, we alluded to this, both games so far this year, very competitive, 1-goal affairs, both winning goals scored within like about the last minute of play. Just unfortunately Jefferson on the losing end last Saturday. You know, going back, I rewatched part of that game to fill in the gaps in our scoring sheet. I was surprised at how dominant Bloomington looked in that game. I didn't realize it in real time, but I bet you we had to outshoot them 2-1 in that game and spent the majority of the time in the offensive end.
Indeed, and perhaps we'll see this tonight, but several 2-on-1 breaks, a couple breakaways, or 3-on-2s. And one thing you'll notice that you just alluded to, for those of you tuning in this afternoon, is a lot of speed in the blue and white tonight, particularly among the forwards, but often with so many of the Jaguar JV players playing both defense and forward, you have players interspersing, and they can quickly drop back and cover for each other, which opens up more opportunities.
We're starting this game with 13 skaters, which is the most we've seen on a JV bench since my time here in a year and a half. I doubt that'll hold up throughout all three periods, but at least to start the game, a full roster. So off the draw here, some back and forth at center ice. Bloomington dumps it into the offensive zone. Woodford giving chase. Rings up the sidewall. Shakopee's going to try to break out, but Knutson does a good job holding it in temporarily. Trickles across the blue line. Woodford passes it back to Knutson. She goes D to D. Back to Knutson again. She's looking for somebody up the middle. Thornburg has it. She's got some numbers here. Carries it in. It drops back to Woodford. A rebound. Shot high and wide. That was Lindman off of the Woodford shot. Good scoring opportunity there. Just deflected over the net. Held in. Lindman still. Here comes Tyus, fresh off the bench. Her shot goes wide. Lindman's going to pick it up on the sidewall. Tosses it back. That shot gets deflected into the corner. Tyus gives chase. Lindman helping out. Good hold by the blue line there. Hoffbeck, she's fighting for it in the corner. Tyus comes to help. Shakopee struggling to get it out of their zone. Good forecheck here by Bloomington. Held in again. Now cleared down. That might go for icing if it's got enough juice. It does. Good start here for Bloomington. Dominating the first minute and a half.
Absolutely, and a sustained presence in the Sabre offensive zone. And a player who wasn't even on the ice towards the end was responsible for that. We spoke briefly as the puck dropped about the versatility of these JV Jaguars. And Etta Woodford, who plays forward, had dropped back, prevented a breakaway, kept the puck in the zone, and a whole lot of pressure down at that end, and the puck continues to be in the Sabre defensive zone.
Shakopee wins that draw, but is trying to muck it up the sidewall. They succeed in getting it out. Back on D is Ella First, who has played forward predominantly in the first two games, but at least for the first period here, taking on the blue line. She gets it ahead to Keith, but Shakopee shoots it back in deep. First to Keith again. Keith gets turned back. She's got Herman there behind the net. Goes across the first. Shakopee with a good forecheck of their own here. Keith now tries to get it across the blue line. Succeeds in chipping it out. There's Thornburg giving chase. Shakopee goes down, but that crossed the blue line offsides. We're going to get a line change here with 12 minutes, 30 seconds left. No official shots yet. Most of the play's been held in the corners here, John.
Well, and also, you spoke about the 13 players on the bench, so not only the versatility between defense and offense, but between JV and varsity. So not all of these players will be on the bench the entire time, but the Jaguars enjoying a strength of force that they usually don't have here.
There's our first official shot from Shakopee with a good blocker save by Ada Bird. Here comes Bloomington, gets it across the blue line. Oh, good forecheck there by Trineri. She got hooked a little bit, slowed down. Lost the puck into the corner. Woodford giving chase. She's got Hoffbeck with her. Shakopee breaking out. Held up at the blue line there by Knutson. She muscles it back in. She's got Woodford with her, but Shakopee finally takes possession at center ice. They carry it into the offensive zone. Drop pass, nobody's there. Player was, but it's gone off for a change. Here comes Thornburg. She carries it across. Loses the puck, entering the offensive zone. Woodford hustling on the back check. Good speed here by Shakopee, but forced wide. Herman does a good job there with first. Woodford tries to get it ahead to Lindman, but that pass is intercepted. Shakopee on the sidewall. Now gets it in front. Centering pass. Wow. Easy goal there at Shakopee all alone on the back door. Good find from the puck carrier. Bloomington goes down 1-0, John.
Indeed, and on the Shakopee score sheet, that'll look equal as a goal and an assist, but that assist made the entire play. That was just a beautiful pass right in front of the net, and unfortunately a Sabre unguarded at that point, and an easy put-in on that side. 1-0 Shakopee, 11:24 remaining here in the first.
All right, let's see if Bloomington can answer here. Early on in the season, the goals have typically been scored in bunches through 2 games. See if that holds up. Another good rush by Shakopee. Good back check there by Thornburg, broken it up. But Shakopee gains possession. They throw backhander weakly on net, but a lot of traffic. Ava covers that up smartly, and we'll get a defensive zone draw.
A lot of action, not many shots, just 2 by Shakopee, none officially by the Jaguars, despite the heavy presence in the Sabres defensive zone in the beginning first or 2 shifts, Ryan. So Jaguars looking to get a clear here and to get it back down in front of the Shakopee goalie.
Hoffbeck wins that draw, back to Knutson. She goes D to Walsh, behind the net, back to Knutson. Up the wall to Tyus. Tyus had that puck intercepted and rode the blue line, did not get out. Here comes Lindman. She's got traffic on the sidewall. Puck stolen. Hoffbeck now. Good physical play by Hoffbeck there. Knocking the Shakopee player off the puck. But it's held in. Walsh pushes it out to center ice. Now she's going to give chase. Tried to pick the pocket. Puck's on the sidewall. Thrown deep. They're going to try to get some fresh skaters out. Whole new forward line. They better hurry here because Shakopee's counterattacking. That pass hit Thornburg. Comes across to Keith. Keith goes back to Knutson, but missed on that pass. Strong forecheck here by Shakopee, giving chase. Knutson goes D to D, finds first. First tries to go up the sidewall, but that pass is intercepted. Center going to get a shot here. Hard shot, saved by Bird, poked into the corner. Bloomington getting a little sloppy here on the clearing attempts. Going to have to do a better job. Centering pass. Knutson trying to get that ahead to Keith. She does. That's going to slide deep. But it goes for icing. Keith couldn't get a touch on it.
Nice save on that sharp shot by Shakopee there, Ryan. Not just Adalberg keeping it out of the net, but pushing the rebound behind her into the corner, so eliminating the type of rebound that can lead to a goal. So, but face off now to her left, so the Jaguars need to be on guard here.
Bloomington loses that draw, comes back to the point, but Shakopee content to throw it into the corner. Behind the net now. on the sidewall. Woodford tried to get it out. Got to Hoffbeck. She tried to get it ahead to Trenary. Trenary's going to give chase. She's going to, almost beat that defenseman. Now they're going to, Shakopee's coming back 3-on-2. Woodford doing a good job back checking to even up the numbers. Shot hits traffic in front, but a backhander gets on net. Bird had that rebound temporarily enough to get a whistle. I think the puck was loose. We might have got fortunate on the quick whistle there, John.
Absolutely, but that, of course, is going to even out on both sides. And, you never want the goalies to be put in a position where they can get hurt. If you don't blow it soon enough, you can have multiple Sabres coming in and crashing the net. So, discretion being the better part of valor and the better part of a whistle right there. So glad the ref did that.
Thornburg wins that draw to Walsh. Walsh is going to skate up the middle, picking up speed. We've seen this quite often, John. Forced wide. She's going to get a tough angle shot here. First official shot on the Shakopee netminder, who gobbles that up. No rebound.
But a nice shot there. No question about it by Kalina Walsh. And so a little bit more of the Jaguar JV team as we saw in the first few shifts, in the first few games here in terms of being aggressive in their offensive zone.
Thornburg wins that draw to the sidewall. It goes back to Walsh. She tees one up, but that just goes wide. Had Woodford on the far post, but couldn't get, good deflection there in front by Trenary off a shot from Knutson. Thornburg, she's on the sidewall. She drops it to Knutson. Knutson just throws it in front, but that hit traffic. Shakopee now going to break out. Woodford going to cut that skater off. Content to throw it in. Pad kicked wide. Ahead to Trenary. She's got a little space, but the Shakopee D are coming on. She crosses the blue line. It's picked up by Thornburg, but loses it. Shakopee comes the other way. Tyus hustling to get back. Forces Shakopee to dump it in deep. Up the sidewall. That's Trenary trying to get it out. She succeeds. Here comes Thornburg. She's got one person to beat. She gets it across to Tyus. She's going to get a shot. Good play by the Shakopee defense, getting a stick on that, deflecting it up into the net.
Absolutely. Good hustle by the defenseman, but also good hustle by Elise Tyus. Getting open there and actually beating her on the skate, but not on the stick side. And if you remember, our first JV goal of the year was scored by Tyus on a really nice deflection. That puck got deflected, but into the net, face off to the right of the goalie.
Hoffbeck wins the draw, but the Shakopee player who was covering the point picked it up on her way back to the blue line. Good back check by Bloomington there. Hoffbeck manages to clear the zone. Shakopee's going to have to tag up. They go D to D. Under pressure by Lindman, almost forced a turnover. But good breakout, good centering pass. Tyus, good back check here, trying to prevent an odd man rush. Succeeds in bumping that puck. Shot on net, rebound. 2 saves by Bird there. Hard shot from the point, and then all alone in front, Shakopee got a backhander on net as well.
Done really well with her pads tonight in particular, Ryan. About 3 or 4 pad saves, including one that she almost uses a pass to Ava Trenary on the previous rush. So she's playing well.
Bloomington being a little dangerous, changing here with the puck not deep into the zone. Shakopee comes the other way with numbers, gets a good shot that went wide. Walsh going to have numbers here. She's got speed. Minimum of 3-on-1. Trying to get a shot, forced rebound. It's loose temporarily. Thornburg charging in, but tied up by the Shakopee D. Good scoring opportunity there, John.
Indeed. Shot 6-3 at this point in favor of Shakopee. Score 1-0, 7:03 remaining here in the first. And Jaguars keep most of the same lineup. Thornburg is going to take the draw with at the blue line, Kalina Walsh as well as Olivia Knutson.
Thornburg ties up the center, wins that puck, but too late to get it back to the D. On-rushing Shakopee players had cut that off, so she settles for sliding it into the corner. Shakopee comes up the sidewall. Knutson going to hold that in. Throws it to the front of the net, but Bloomington was already skating back. Here comes Shakopee the other way. Knutson and Walsh back. They poke it to the side. Keith gets it ahead. Here comes Thornburg. She goes off the wall. Going to try to get to that puck. Shakopee wins the puck race, but Thornburg bumps her in the corner. Knutson throws it behind the net. Walsh on the other side going to pinch. She dumps it behind the net. Shakopee coming out with speed. Here comes Woodford. Forces a pass, but Shakopee maintains control. They carry it across the blue line. Good move. That's first. Tied up in the corner. Thornburg trying to help out. Knutson now Puck comes out to Woodford. She's got a little room. She's got Samnevent with her. Tries to hit her cross ice. Just missed on that pass. Comes back to the blue line. Bloomington in the middle of a change. Woodford's got it. She's looking for a pass. Good forecheck by Shakopee. Pressuring her with the puck. She goes cross ice, but that's intercepted. A weak backhand on net. That's saved. Hoffbeck now. She's going to try to get it out. Again, Shakopee holds the zone. Now Woodford's got some room to skate. She's got Hoffbeck with her. She dumps it in. She's got two skaters in front, but can't get to the puck in time. She's got it behind the net. Goes back to the point. Herman forced to just try to dump it in. Quickly had pressure. Here comes Shakopee. They go off the wall. Woodford again. Tries to turn it up. Drops back to Walsh. Walsh surveying. Goes off the boards. Hoffbeck didn't see that coming, but it got to Woodford anyway. Here comes Shakopee. A real back and forth here, John. Good shot on net. Another save. Locked into the corner. Bird consistently poking those pucks safely to the side. That one hits the side of the net. Clearing attempt. Not going to get out. It's going to get to the point. Whiffed on the shot. Bloomington tries to bat it ahead. They succeed. Hoffbeck giving chase. Bloomington a little tired here. That line's been out there for quite a while. Trying to get a change. Finally just iced all the way down. Smart play by Walsh to get some fresh skaters out there.
7 saves so far for Ada Bird, who's playing quite well. And it seems, Ryan, like 6 of the 7 have been off the pad. So Shakopee being very aggressive, but consistently shooting low. And Ada seems quite ready for it, has used the pads not just to save, but to direct the puck. So doing a good job with a considerable amount of pressure.
Struggling to break out of the zone here, John. Shakopee's aggressively pinching at the blue line and aggressively pressuring the D with their forwards.
Indeed, and Shakopee seems to have adjusted a little bit, because if you remember the first 2 shifts, it was almost completely in the Shakopee defensive zone, and now we're going to get a penalty here, and so we'll see one of the teams being shorthanded, but they're not yet indicating.
I think that's on Shakopee.
Okay.
That's who touched it
Indeed.
last.
And so the Jaguars are about to have an all too rare power play this JV season. There have been very few of these.
Power play much, have we?
No, we have not.
I think the end of game 1 might be the only time, because the other time we had I think that might be it.
Yeah, I think it might be it as well. And first penalty called so far this game, 4:16 remaining in the first, 1-0 Shakopee, but the Jaguar JV team on a power play.
Shakopee wins that draw back, but can't get it out. Tyus goes back to Herman. Herman tries to dump it into the corner. Ooh, good save there by Herman at the blue line. Comes back to first. She goes across to Thornburg. Thornburg tried to lift the stick. That's Lindman there on the sidewall. Shakopee succeeds in getting it out to center ice. Walsh with it. She finds Lindman. Lindman's got plenty of room. Thornburg holds up the blue line. Lindman forced wide. He's going to drop it. Well, tries to drop it back to the blue line, but didn't have enough on that. Shakopee's going to clear it down. Keith's going to retrieve.
Jaguars get a forward line change, but same defense out there.
Stretch pass up to Thornburg. Thornburg just gets a touch on it to prevent the icing. That puck goes behind the net. Forecheck's got to get there. Sam Nevent tries to knock it loose. They hold the zone temporarily. Thornburg now trying to get a shot off. She does and scores. Thornburg slipped that under the goalie's pads, 5-hole or not, and Bloomington ties this up with a power play goal, 1-1.
Great job by Thornburg, nice shot, and she of course is downplaying at least a period here from the varsity game, and if she does end up on the varsity squad tonight, that's certainly going to give her a boost of confidence. So terrific job, ties the game 1-1. Nice pressure there at the end by the power play unit. Now it's all even up with 3:07 remaining in the first.
That was a good team goal, John. They did a good job sort of knocking that puck loose at the blue line 2 different times. Thornburg picked it up, the loose puck, the second time, and did a good job getting that shot off while being harassed by one of the Shakopee defenders.
Indeed, and up until then, that was their first shot on the power play, so great job, and here they're looking to get another.
Here comes Lindman, Sam Nevent jumped that pass, almost got a shot on right off the draw. Now Shakopee coming the other way. Keith's got to be careful here. She doesn't hook. She's helped out. Sam Nevent up on the far side wall. She's giving chase. Shakopee goes D to D. Here's Hoffbeck pressuring. Shakopee crosses the blue line. A lot of traffic here. Shakopee does a good job of getting after the puck. They're definitely hustling tonight. Sam Nevent there battling at the red line. Woodford doesn't realize that Hoffbeck had gotten taken down in the offensive end, so we got an offsides face-off here.
It's not just Woodford who didn't realize it. The ref didn't realize it either, because had his back been turned the other way, that might have been the second power play of the period. But alas, they're all even up. 2:26 remaining, and even up on the scoreboard as well, even though Shakopee's got a 2-1 shot advantage, 8-4.
The puck off the draw comes into the Shakopee zone. They're trying to come up the side wall. Thornburg there. Herman holds it at the blue line temporarily, but here comes Shakopee with some numbers. Good back check by First and Woodford to even that out. Trenary ties up the Shakopee defender. Centering pass, gets in front, backhand, doesn't get on net. Cleared to the point, but not out. Shakopee throws it high off the glass. Herman's got it now. She's picking up speed, makes a move. Nice work by Lola. She's coming up the far side wall. Dumps it deep into the corner. She's going to give chase. She gets rubbed off behind the net, but still battling there with a bigger Shakopee defender. Puck comes out. Lindemann covering for Herman at the blue line. Knocks the puck loose. Woodford's going to get a shot here. Tries to go glove side, high corner. Saved by the Shakopee netminder, but didn't grab it. Gave up a rebound, but Bloomington didn't have anybody in front there.
Nice steal and shot by Etta Woodford right there, who takes a well-deserved break as the Jags get a little bit of a change here, still in the offensive zone. Kept
Good
in there.
pressure here by Bloomington. Centering pass. Couldn't handle it. Lindman was in front. Tyus had a chance to, but bounced over her stick. Here's a potential opportunity for Shakopee with 1 minute left. No icing there, but Shakopee a little out of control. Fumbles the puck behind the net, still possessing in the corner. Trying to get it in front, goes behind the net. Good back check there by Hoffbeck to prevent the wraparound. She clears the zone. Bloomington try to kill off the last 40 seconds of period one here. Drop pass intercepted by Lindman. Centering pass knocked loose by Walsh. Oh, the defenseman charged in, fired a slap shot between Walsh's legs. I'm not sure Bird saw that one until it was in the back of the net.
And Ryan, I had mentioned I thought that 6 of the first 7 shots had been about pad height. That was about 6 inches higher than the pad. I think it was difficult for Ada Bird to see it. A really nice sharp shot by the defenseman from Shakopee. They take a 2-1 lead here with 31.7 seconds remaining in the first.
All right, let's see if Bloomington can get one last offensive rush here. They got Hoffbeck taking the draw. Out there with Tyus and Lindman. Off the draw, Shakopee passes off the wall. Gets it across the blue line, but only temporarily. They're forced to tag up. Comes back out to neutralize. Throws it in deep. Herman's going to give chase. She tries to get up the side wall, but that pass is intercepted. Herman goes the other way. Tyus is going to have to retrieve. We're down to 10 seconds now. Bloomington is trying to get it out of the zone. Held in at the point. Shot off the pad. Kick to the corner. Rebound goes high over the net. And thankfully, there's the buzzer to end period one, John.
Absolutely. Especially very nice pad save again by Ada Bird, but an unguarded Shakopee Sabre, who, if the puck would have gone her way, could have shoveled it in, similar to the first goal, but Jaguars avoided that and go into the second period down in shots 2-1 and down in the score 2-1. 10 shots so far for Shakopee, 5 for the Jaguars. And of course, those of you who normally tune in, which we appreciate, know that they don't resurface the ice in JV games between the first and second period. So the players getting a very well-deserved break here, but are back on in 2 minutes and at 2.5 minutes. As that happens, we see Olivia Knutson skate off, having played a period with the JV team, and it looks like Emily Spencer, number 3, is going to take a period here. As most of you know, a senior defenseman will play in the varsity game as well, but because of the relatively short bench on both teams, we're having a lot of players play one period at least of JV.
Yep, particularly on the blue line, just due to we don't have an overabundance of defensemen this year, John. So I'm anticipating we've seen this pretty consistent with players playing 1 period on JV, 3 period on varsity, just to help balance out the roster a bit.
And indeed, it certainly helps the JV Jags, but my sense is, Ryan, that it probably brings them in with some warmed up legs for the varsity game as well, so it might help there. And we saw that pay off in that really nice 5-0 victory on Saturday for the varsity team over Armstrong Cooper up in New Hope. So, we'll have to see how it plays and pays off potentially in the varsity game, which will bring you live here at 7 o'clock.
So credit to the Sabres in this first period, John. After a fairly strong first shift, I think Shakopee carried play for the majority of that first period. I mean, it shows in the shots, but honestly, just in scoring chances, offensive pressure, Bloomington was having a tough time getting it out of the zone.
You noted this, Ryan, but a hallmark of the Jaguar JV team is speed, but they are equaled, if not occasionally outsped by the Sabres here. They're a very fast team and consistently came down with 3 forwards with the puck on a rush, never went off sides, looked very disciplined and very fast, and some quick action by the Jaguar D as well as Ada Bird in the net kept it from being higher scoring. But besides trying to tie it up and take the lead, they're going to try and definitely reduce the number of shots that Shakopee gets this period because there were, again, 10 versus the Jaguars 5 in the first.
Something maybe to watch for in period 2 here, and we saw this a bit. So with as aggressive as Shakopee's forechecking, we're going to have counter-strike opportunities.
Sure.
We saw quite a few odd-man rushes. We didn't necessarily convert on many. They weren't super clean. But with as aggressive as Shakopee's playing both down low, below the goal line, and at the blue line with their defense pinching, if we can do a better job of getting those out, sort of breakout passes across the blue line or past that pinching defenseman, we could see some counter-strike opportunities here, John. We just got to be harder with the puck.
Indeed.
When clearing it out.
That's a really good point. And, of course, here in the second period, for each team, they have the long change, as we often call it, where they're not as close to their D zone. They've got to skate just that much further, which certainly, they're ready and willing to do. But that extra few feet, can mean the difference between a breakaway or not. So watch for that on both sides here. Thornburg,
Bloomington rolled the dice with a few, tried to quick change without getting that puck deep in period 1. I don't think they're going to get away with it in period 2 here.
Indeed.
Off the draw, Shakopee dumps it in deep. They possess it. They drop it back to the blue line. Shot blocked there by Thornburg. And here comes Trineri. She's got a helper on the left side, Woodford, but that puck knocked into the corner by Shakopee. Good D. Woodford picks it up, tries to center it to Thornburg, but misses on that. Gets out to Walsh. She throws it behind the net. Trineri's there. Trineri over to Woodford. This is the first line we saw that had a really good first shift in the first period. Oh, shot from the point, tipped in front by Trineri. Good hand-eye coordination. Comes out. That's Lindman at the blue line. She holds it in successfully with some help from Woodford. Thornburg going to pressure it behind the net. Brings up the boards. Walsh tries to keep it in, but hit traffic. Comes out. Woodford, another nice pass to Thornburg right before she skates off. She loses that puck, but Hoffbeck's there behind her to pick up the loose. Change and centering outlet pass. That hits First, who's now playing forward after playing D in the first period.
Etta Woodford playing D after playing forward as well. We do have Emily Spencer as well as Lola Herman, who both get usually some varsity time as well on the D line right now.
Spencer tries to get it across the blue line. Hoffbeck comes back to help her out. She curls, throws it into the defense or into the offensive zone, but Shakopee's quick to get there. They come back the opposite way. Spencer picks it up again. She looks, good outlet pass. Finds first. She finds Melnichuk. Melnichuk missing from the first period. Suspect that might mean she's going to get some varsity playing time today. Puck comes out to the blue line. Melnichuk hits the ref. Bloomington tags up. Kind of muddied up in the center ice here at the beginning of period 2. And there's an offsides.
Indeed. And characteristically, Carmen Melnichuk gets on the ice, gets the puck, and has a nice shot. A lifter stopped well by the Shakopee goalie, but all season long, she's been aggressive and often gets a good shot off. And so another one just as she began her first shift in the second period here of a 2-1 Shakopee Sabre lead.
Aggressive's a good word for this Shakopee team, John. That's probably encapsulates how they've been playing. And here comes Walsh. Her characteristic speed, she possesses it in the zone, makes a good move to buy herself some time. Again, dekes out a defenseman. She's just looking for a pass. She's on her backhand and comes back to the blue line. That was Lindman covering for her. Tyus on the opposite side. Not sure who's playing D and who was covering for Walsh. Looks like Lindman's on the point. Tyus was just covering. Walsh now fires it in deep. Keith's going to give chase into the near side corner. She does a good job holding it in. Woodford giving chase. She's out there with Trineri. Woodford spins. She's got Keith in front. Tries to find her. It's on her backhand, though. Comes back to Spencer. She gets a shot on. Woodford tried to redirect it on the net. Couldn't quite get a stick on it. Comes back to Lindman. She tips. Throws it in front. Tipped by Trineri. I think that was in front.
Trineri started this whole rush with a really nice poke check to keep the puck in the zone as well. So
now here's
having a
Woodford.
really good
She
shift.
drops it to Trineri. Trineri's shot hits the defenseman. Good, really good shift there by Bloomington. Good scoring opportunities. Comes back. Herman's back. Oh, good back check by Woodford to lift the stick and prevent a shot. Spencer fires that up this far side wall. Doesn't get out, though. Defenseman holds it in with a skate. Now throws it behind the net. Herman's going to give chase, but two Shakopee players pressuring the puck. That's Thornburg now helping out. She's going to skate it behind the net. She's got Woodford on the side wall. She's going to carry it herself, get it across the blue line. Trineri and Woodford going to get it changed. Thornburg makes a good move at the blue line, but then stick checked away. Shakopee gets around first defenseman, but Emily Spencer there to break it up. Hoffbeck goes cross ice. She's got Thornburg.
Nice pass.
Thornburg with some room. First flying in from the far side. Shakopee goalie gobbles up that shot from Thornburg. His first was crashed in the net, going about 100 miles an hour there, John.
And that nice shot, albeit not scoring, by Thornburg was set up by a really nice pass, cross ice, leading from Megan Hoffbeck. So great play by her. She's still out there on right wing as Carmen Melnichuk takes the face-off.
Shakopee initially wins that draw, but their clearing attempt held in by Walsh. Tries to throw it on net. Traffic in front, a couple of whacks at it, covered up. We'll do it again. Bloomington closed the gap on shots here, John. So far in the second period, Bloomington's got 4 shots to Shakopee 0. Shots are now 10-9. Off the draw. Shakopee again comes away with it, this time skating out with speed. Walsh is back, rubs off that Shakopee player. Good back check there.
By first.
Yep. Comes to Hoffbeck. Lindman gets it out. Melnichuk, good forecheck. Hoffbeck tries to seal off the side wall, but Shakopee gets it ahead. Lindman playing D, not her natural position, but does a good job forcing wide there. Shot in front, deflected. Goes into the corner. Hoffbeck closes out. Shakopee content to dump it behind the net. Lindman retrieves, gets it up to the sidewall to Tyus. See if Tyus can get it out. Excellent job there.
He's
going hard off the boards. Yep, we talked about it. You got to make those clearing passes hard enough to get past the D. Lindman tries to go up the sidewall. That hit a skate. Comes right back to Lindman. She gives it up to Keith, who circles. She's looking for a pass. Bangs it off the wall, trying to get it to Tyus. Sam Neventh now. With some help from Keith, Sam Neventh back. She's going to carry it across the blue line. She passes to Tyus. Tyus trying to get a shot off, but hit about 3 Shakopee defenders. Held in now. It's Herman in front. She gets couldn't get a lot on it, being harassed by a D, but got a shot on net, forced a glove save, and we're going to get another offensive zone draw.
As well as some players getting a well-deserved change right there. And you mentioned Sam Neventh as well as Tyus. Tyus scoring in the first game, Sam Neventh in the game against Armstrong Cooper. So both looking to add to that total, tie this game up. Currently led by Shakopee 2-1. But shots, as you mentioned, are now exactly even, 10-10, 9:15 remaining here in the second.
Bloomington looking a little better here in the second period. It out shooting Shakopee 5-0. It's been down in the Shakopee end a fair amount of the time. This puck comes back to Spencer. She takes her time. Good pass off the boards. Finds Trineri. She loses it, but Woodford's there. Passes it to Trenary, back to Woodford. Good give and go shot off the face mask of the Sabres goaltender. Comes back out to the point. Spencer fires it in. Wow, another good scoring opportunity. A lot of traffic in front, a couple of whacks at it. Sabre goaltender up to the challenge so far today, John.
Playing really, really well. Took one off of her mask, as you mentioned. Didn't take her eyes off the puck at that point there and came back to make another nice save. And these goalies, as all of them are very, very tough. So great job by her and a really tight game. But as you mentioned, more aggressive from the Jaguar perspective. And now they've taken the lead in shots 12-10.
Good hold there by Emily Spencer. Bloomington keeping up the pressure. Herman able to drop it down low. Woodford possesses the puck. Shakopee player goes down, sort of tying up Woodford in the process, but Woodford stays after it. Again, the Shakopee player goes down. Herman bats it in. Good pass by Thornburg, but just crosses the blue line. Spencer was on her backhand, couldn't really get a shot off. Bloomington's going to use this opportunity to change too many forwards here, John. Got away with it there.
That was one time where you're glad the ref's back was turned at that point, Ryan, because they had 6 fully on the ice. And
they thought the full line was changing, and they didn't.
Yep.
Herman goes cross-ice behind the net to Spencer, back to Herman. That's going to be picked up by First. She tries to get it out, can't, but centering pass. Finds no one other than Spencer. She tries to get it deep. The D's going to try to get a change.
Good clear without icing there by Emily Spencer.
First throws it behind the net. Hoffbeck tries to center it. That hits traffic. Comes out to the blue line. Walsh bats that right back in. Deflected out to Lindman. She's got time. Tried to go cross ice to Walsh. Maybe a little too deferential there. Probably should have shot that herself.
But fortunately, Tyus, just jumped off the bench and was able to get the pass and avoid a Shakopee breakaway.
Walsh finds Melnichuk. Good pass, good vision there. Melnichuk tries to get it in deep. Takes out one of the Shakopee players. No call. Shakopee content to bang it up the boards. Walsh skating backwards. Good lifted pass there from Walsh. Tyus all the way at the red line. Couldn't handle it, but it goes deep into Shakopee territory. Shakopee trying to break it out. Gets it to center ice, but again, Tyus back there to disrupt play. Knocks it back to Lindman, who goes to Walsh. She tries to find Tyus. Comes out to the blue line, dumped in. Shakopee's got to tag up. Now Walsh is going to skate with it. She's got a lane. She's going to get around the last Shakopee player coming alone. Tries to go low side glove, but good pad save by the Shakopee goaltender. Good rush there by Kalina Walsh.
Boy, good speed by Kalina. You're very right. She turned the corner, beat 2 Sabres, but didn't beat the goalie. But yet another shot for the Jaguars, up to 13 so far.
Shakopee with a shot in front, hits blocker save, popped up there temporarily, dropped right into the crease. That looks like Keith got it ahead to Sam Nevent. Sam Nevent trying to get it in deep, came back to Keith. She goes cross ice to Walsh. Walsh needing a change, been out there for quite a while, got caught after that rush, not able to get a change. Woodford trying to help her out. Walsh going to just throw it down, take the icing just to get a fresh set of blue liners out there.
A 9-to-1 shot ratio in this second period, Ryan, to give the Jaguars clearly momentum in this period. They haven't scored yet, however, so it's still 2-1, but with this kind of sustained pressure, certainly the chance of that happening goes up considerably.
Shakopee wins that draw, clean back to the point. Shot ricochets through traffic. Not sure how that got through. Wraparound attempt, unsuccessful. They get it ahead to Woodford. She's trying to get it to Trenary, who was cutting through center ice, but Shakopee does a good job of clogging up the passing lanes there. Shakopee's breakouts on point here. Stick.
And here they got loose. Numbers too.
Oh, and they were offsides.
Yeah. Their first offsides of the game, and thankfully for the Jaguars, because they had a 3-on-1 developing right there. So, but just a little anxious there. Center was about a foot or so offside, so we'll have a draw taken by Thornburg here, and flanked by Woodford and Trenary.
Puck one back to the D. Trenary, though, quick to get back there and almost knocked it away from the defenseman. Bloomington able to knock it across the blue line, but only temporarily. Here comes Shakopee trying to break out. Spencer's there. She's going to give chase into the corner. Good body positioning by Spencer to hold off the on-rushing Shakopee player. Trenary trying to get it across the blue line. Herman in the corner. Now Spencer helps her out. She's got space. She's going to go high off the glass. Excellent job by Spencer. That's what a clearing attempt should look like.
And good hustle by Ava Trenary, pressuring the Sabre defenseman, but they're able to get it cleared and trying to take it over to the Jaguars' their offensive zone now.
And Trenary with a back check, helping out. Here comes Melnichuk. She passes it across to First. First got Melnichuk in front if she can spot her. Tries to get it there. Good play by the Shakopee defenseman, knocking that pass behind the net. Shakopee manages to tip it out. It's going to be a puck race. Walsh is going to win that one. Goes up the boards, finds Hoffbeck. Hoffbeck's got First. First tries to get it ahead to Melnichuk. Just out of her reach, but she steals the puck temporarily anyway. Throws it behind the net. Hoffbeck gives chase.
Good hustle, good poke check there by Melnichuk.
Shot on net, there's the rebound. And Tyus bangs home. Good play by the forwards there. Hoffbeck jumping on the loose puck behind the net. Got it to Melnichuk, who got the initial shot. And then Tyus bangs home the rebound, tying it up 2-2.
Shots 13-13, score 2-2, 3:41 remaining here in the second. We got a hockey game, Ryan. This was great. Very, very nicely played that period, or that line there. And second goal, I believe, of the season for Tyus.
Bloomington looking a lot better this second period, really carrying play. The ice is tilted in their favor now. We got 3 minutes, 40 seconds left. See if Bloomington can finish strong here before the second period resurfacing. Shakopee struggles to get it across the blue line, forced to tag up. They dump it in. Walsh is going to pick up that puck. She slowly skates behind the net. She's looking for an outlet pass, needs somebody to go. She's going to take it herself. She's going to have Tyus with her. Skates wide, circles back, looking for a pass, throws it in front. Tyus was there, tried to get a tip, but it went through her skates. Hoffbeck throws it behind the net. Tyus back to the point. Spencer, who's now on, goes back into the corner. Keith gonna pick it up on the far side wall. She tries to go back to the point. Got it to Lindman, who got a shot through, hit a pad. Sam Nevent couldn't get a whack at that rebound, and here comes Shakopee the other way. Throws it off the boards. Lindman gives chase, does a good job tying up the Shakopee on-rushing forward. Shot in front. Puck's loose. Good save by Bird there. Good clear of the rebound. Next shot goes wide. Sam Nevent rushes over to the corner. It's picked up by Keith. She's going to cut back to the middle. Gets across the red line. Smart play by Keith there and got the shot on net. Dumped it in deep. Woodford fresh off the bench. Gets to the blue line, and here comes Shakopee the other way. Got Herman and Spencer back. Blocker save by Bird. Puck goes behind the net. Tied up there by Herman. Shakopee comes away, but they're going to wrap around. Herman disrupts that play, knocks the puck loose. We've got 2 minutes left in the third. Shakopee, a little bit of a flurry here. Gets it out to Melnichuk. She's got Woodford wide. Throws it on net. There's the rebound. If Woodford can get there. Got another shot on net. Not sure if she kicked that one on net, but got it on net nonetheless.
Walsh, good pressure on that little flurry from the Jaguars, absolutely.
Woodford again with an aggressive forecheck. She's going to chase Shakopee behind the net. Almost knocks that puck free. Shakopee comes the other way. Keith forces her to give it up too early. Thrown back in by Walsh. Shakopee again looking for an outlet pass. Whiffs on that pass. Keith is there. Along with First. Intercepted at center ice by Keith. She turns it up the other way. Goes off the boards. Tries to poke it in. Runs into traffic. But Kalina Walsh holds it up at center ice, and Keith now knocks it deep and goes for a change. Woodford again pressuring the puck with First. Knocks it loose temporarily, but kicked ahead. Good play by Walsh to go the other way. Here comes Melnichuk if she can get there. Icing call will get a defensive zone draw with 51 seconds left in period 2 here, John.
Shots for the Jaguars, 13 in this period, 3 for the Sabres. So a much better period for the Jaguars. They're now up in shots 17-13 in this 2-2 game. 51 seconds remaining in the second, and Jaguars are going to try and get out of their zone as Melnichuk takes and wins the faceoff.
Good win off the draw. Hoffbeck possesses it. She tries to go off the board, succeeds. She's got somebody in the center, but the second Shakopee defenseman knocked that puck away before she could complete the centering pass. Comes out to center ice. Lindemann had it temporarily, but loses it to Shakopee. Herman pushes the Shakopee forward off to the corner. Comes to Hoffbeck up the sidewall, but that clearing a pass is going to be held in by the defenseman. Goes behind the net. Shakopee with three forwards down low. Oh, Bloomington a little fortunate there, John. Got a little lackadaisical trying to clear that puck, and Shakopee held it in and had somebody sitting all alone in front. They just whiffed on the shot a bit.
Forced to ice it here with 12.5 seconds remaining, and Bloomington looking to win the draw and just get it out of their zone and head into the locker room for a well-deserved change as they resurface with a 2-2 tie here. And trying to win that draw, looks like it'll be Taylor Keith in the center spot, and is successful, but they haven't been able to clear it yet.
Shakopee shot deflected by Walsh wide of the net. It comes back to the point. That shot gets on net just as time expires. A really hard shot. I'll tell you, John, it seemed like after Bloomington tied that score, Shakopee came out with sort of some renewed energy and really brought it that last 2 minutes.
Kind of woke him up, and boy, this seems like a really unequal game. And on the scoreboard, of course, 2-2, a slight lead in shots so far for the Jaguars over the Sabres, 17-14. But this is a fast, competitive, quick game, and only one penalty so far, in the game against Shakopee. So it's moving along at a really good clip.
All right, well, we are going to take a pause while we resurface in the second and third period, and we'll pick up the broadcast at the start of period 3.